So, in this video, I want to talk about Benny Harlem and his stepdaughter Jackson Harlem promoting his new pumpkin hair growth product on Instagram. And I saw this on a natural hair page. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. But I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw it. And as I was reading the comments from Black women, I had a lot of thoughts. So I wanted to share those thoughts in a video, especially since right now a lot of us are stuck in the house. A lot of women, we can't get our hair done. We're online all day, we're buying things, and I just want us to be careful. And a lot of us are also really taking advantage of this time to self-improve. We're setting goals, we're making regimens, we're getting healthier, we're losing weight, and some of us may even be learning to better take care of our hair because, again, we can't go get it done, so we're forced to do it ourselves. So I want to discuss that and tie that into this topic. So for those of you who don't know, Benny Harlem is a self-proclaimed hair growth specialist. He sells hair growth products primarily to Black women, and he won a Guinness World Record title for highest top fade in 2018. And about a year ago, he was involved in a viral controversy. A lot of people were talking about it, and he was busted for allegedly selling fake hair products, expensive hair products too. I'm talking $200 all the way up to $700 hair products, and he sells them in bulk supply. And so Black women were showing pictures of items from the grocery store like maple syrup and olive oil that he appeared to buy and replace the packaging with his own, and then he would sell it as if he created it. And they were calling out how a lot of his pictures were fake and heavily photoshopped. And they also mentioned an incident where he claimed he was in the hospital for a spider bite and couldn't ship the products to customers or couldn't, give them their refunds or something like that. So they were saying that it was all made up and it never happened. Then, of course, they were questioning if his hair was real or if his daughter's hair is real, especially his daughter's, because she went from having short hair with I would say average thickness to having a, big, long, voluminous afro in 2 years. So, he made a bunch of money off of Black women for a really long time until he was outed. So he laid low for a minute and now he's back with a new pumpkin hair growth product. I think it's new. I know that the commercial is new, the advertisement is new. And he's using his stepdaughter and her exceptionally long hair to advertise it to Black women. And even though a lot of Black women aren't buying it, they're not believing him, he's, disabling comments under his posts, he's still getting customers and he has people on a wait list because, he's selling out of these items. So, he's still getting over on people, which is really sad. And let me say this, even though it is very, very rare, there are definitely Black women with hair as long as his daughters. They're on YouTube. It can happen even though it's rare. I don't know if Benny's daughter's hair is real. Some Black women were saying it didn't add up because her hair is super long, but her edges are thin and short, and her hair also doesn't have a lot of curl. It appears to be permed or texturized. Then her baby hairs are straight, which isn't typical for kinky hair. But I'll play devil's advocate and I'll just say that everybody doesn't have thick edges, no matter how long their hair is. Some people just don't have thick edges, and she may just have, a less curly hair texture. I don't know. Either way it goes, if her hair is real, it didn't get that way with pumpkin. Okay. It got that way with genetics and length retention, which you don't need $200 pumpkins to achieve that, okay? And I think that's what's so irritating to me about this. It's so sensationalized. It's like the only way Black women can grow long hair is to buy some magic pumpkin in a jar, and it's worth all this money, and it has to be this big theatrical advertising scene. And it's ridiculous. And it just seems to me that Black women would rather have sensationalized Black hair information or glamorized hair information, or we would rather get hair information from a Black man than a woman. Because, when I think of this, it's just crazy how this man made all of this money from Black women, but we respond negatively as Black women to realistic hair information. For example, Kathy Housey, I promote her all the time. Her products are great. I've been using her products for years. Ultra Black Hair, the link is in the description box. But she promises 6 inches of hair a year after you start using her products, which is basically a length retention regimen or a length retention system. And even though, a lot of Black women know about her and she does really well, she's been in business for a very long time, it still doesn't seem good enough, because it seems like Black women want to be told that you can get 24 inches of hair on your head in a year or something like that. Something unrealistic, right? Because I remember when I promoted UBH a while back, and some Black woman commented and she was like, well, 6 inches is the normal speed for hair growth. So what is she selling? This sounds fishy. And I told her, it's basically a length retention system. And if Black women were actually retaining 6 inches of hair every year, we wouldn't need weave. We wouldn't be wearing weave, and we wouldn't be talking about how unrealistic it is to have long hair. We wouldn't get so surprised when Black women have long hair or get bamboozled by people like Benny Harlem. See, what a lot of Black women want is a magic pill instead of putting in the effort. You guys don't want realistic results. You want a magic pill. And if it's not that, all of a sudden it sounds fishy. It's like we're so backwards. And I do feel a lot of Black women aren't utilizing the correct information given to them about their hair, whether it comes to growing it or just caring for it in general. And I'm not saying that none of us do. I mean, obviously, the natural hair movement has blown up. A lot of Black women are going natural, but we still have a while to go, because it's like, y'all still getting bamboozled by people like Benny Harlem. Really? Yeah, we have a while to go. And I have to admit that Black women, we really do have a problem with listening, because the information is out there. The correct information is out there, and it's been out there for years now. But you'd rather listen to Benny Harlem than Kathy Housey. Like, how did Benny Harlem get more popular than Kathy Housey and her products and ultra black hair? And then because this man is questionable, then we revert back to the myth that Black women can't grow hair and this child's hair has to be fake, and we're back at square one. You know what I mean? It's like Kenya Moore's hair or Beyonce's hair. I did a video on that a while back. And, there's always this big debate about, is their hair real or fake? And they're having to prove that their hair is all natural. And it's like, we're only having these arguments because most Black women, or a critical mass of Black women, haven't figured out how to grow their hair long. That's the only reason why we would be having those kind of debates. And don't get me wrong, I think that promoting more realistic results that most Black women will achieve, or at least a better variety of results, that's way better than using this girl with hair down to her knees or however long it is. That's better to do. And I do wish that she was being promoted in a better way and not by a man with Benny's reputation. It's like, to me, when I look at this, I see wasted representation. And I'm going to say this because I know somebody is going to say this too. The obsession Black women have with trying to achieve long hair is problematic. It is, because it's tied to the Eurocentric standard of beauty. And I'd be remiss to say that a lot of this doesn't have a lot to do with how we've been conditioned as Black women specifically in this country. And I don't think it's healthy to obsess over hair that you can't achieve, or obsess over long hair. I do think that can be very, very dangerous if taken to the extreme. However, y'all know I don't believe in throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I believe in striking a balance. And I do have a problem with Black people only putting that notion that, wanting long hair is Eurocentric or it's unrealistic and unachievable. I do have a problem with people putting that burden on Black women when Black men can grow locks and braids down their backs and nobody says anything. It's not unachievable or unrealistic when they do it. You know what I mean? Black women, a lot of your sons have a head full of hair. So what makes you any different from them? They came out of you. Just because long straight hair is Eurocentric doesn't mean long natural hair is Eurocentric. Okay? And I think it's a little bit problematic to say that it is. I could see if we couldn't grow hair at all, but we can. Black women, more black women than not, are able to grow hair, whether it be loose, locked, thin, thick edges, or no edges at all. So how Eurocentric is long, natural hair? How is something that our hair is physically able to do Eurocentric? I don't agree with that. Now, what I do agree with is that we shouldn't obsess over trying to achieve a mixed woman's hair texture, or, hair down to your ankles, or, trying to achieve a white woman's hair volume or her level of shine, right? Or, be obsessed with, trying to combat shrinkage, things like that, or trying to lay your edges down, right? I have long hair, but it's not naturally shiny without coconut oil. It's not super voluminous without manipulation. My shrinkage is on 20. Okay. It's not super thick, and I'm okay with that. I don't always feel the need to have full looking hair, or, have stretched hair, or shiny looking hair, or laid down baby hairs. I don't always feel the need to have that. But yes, I do like my hair long, and it was physically able to grow long. So there's nothing Eurocentric about that. Okay. Wanting long, natural black hair is not inherently Eurocentric, and there's nobody that can convince me otherwise. Okay. My problem is that black women are so obsessed with race politics that they actually think everything is Eurocentric or respectability politics. Long natural hair is Eurocentric. Presentable hair is Eurocentric or respectability politics. Wearing heels is respectability. Giving a damn about your appearance is respectability. Hypergamy and femininity are Eurocentric. It's like, if we're not bald-headed Wakandan warriors, then we're wannabe white women. That's how political a lot of black women have become. And yeah, I have a problem with that. I definitely have a problem with that. It's as if black women can't create our own version of femininity. And if it looks anything similar to, how non-black women present in the world, it's automatically Eurocentric. No, some of it is just inherently who we are as women. Wanting to look pretty and be soft and, and be provided for and protected by a man. No, that's not inherently Eurocentric. I'm sorry. And you'll never get me to think otherwise. And listen, I'm not knocking the black women who want to be bald or want to be Wakandan warriors or want to be, independent and don't need a man for nothing. That's fine. I have promoted beautiful black women with short hair on Divine Dark Skin. I'm not the most traditionally feminine woman myself. But since y'all are always talking about how we're not a monolith, then you should accept that every black woman doesn't want short hair or bald heads, and accept that most black women aren't relegated to short hair or bald heads either. We actually have options. Again, look at black men who have long hair. If their hair can grow and it's not Eurocentric for them to have long hair, or it's not unachievable for them, then the same applies to us. Okay. And I do feel that a lot of black women saying that long natural hair is unachievable are only saying that because they haven't put in the work to achieve it. And like I always say, don't tell me something doesn't work until you've tried. If you've never tried, then don't tell me what doesn't work. And no, not every black woman will be able to achieve long hair, and certainly not as long as this little girl's. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I do think that most American black women can achieve long, healthy hair. And I speak for the collective. Exceptions don't make the rule. I see everyday American black women type 4 hair on YouTube in everyday life that have long hair. It's no big deal. And I wish it would just become normalized and not have to be this big deal, And the problem is not that we can't grow hair. The problem is that we either don't know how, or we're too lazy when it comes to our hair maintenance. And, we think our hair can't do things or look ways that it actually can. So we give up and we say, oh, it's too hard. And I hate to be that person. I hate to be that, oh, you Negroes are lazy. I hate to be that type of person, but sometimes the shoe really does fit. It does. We have to be honest with ourselves, black people. We're not above reproach here. There are some things that we can do better on, and I will say that we're also not used to working with our real hair, but practice makes perfect. And we also don't want to practice, ladies. Let's just keep it real here. And you don't have to be some super talented hair guru and, you do all these fancy, elaborate natural hairstyles. I don't do that stuff either, right? I'm kind of a lazy natural, to be honest with you. But, I do put in the effort. And I see the same thing with weight loss that I see with natural hair when it comes to black women. A lot of us don't want to put in the effort or the time, and to me, growing hair is much easier than losing weight. It's like much easier in my opinion. I've had to do both. I've had to grow hair. I've had to start over, grow hair from having really damaged hair from wearing weave, and I've had to lose the weight. So, I know that it can be difficult, but it's achievable. And yes, you can make time too. There are working black women that make time to work out. There are black mothers with jobs that make time, to do their natural hair and their daughter's natural hair. Just like you sit in the salon for 4 hours, you can spend 4 hours doing your hair. It requires effort and maintenance, just like anything else in life. And if you want it bad enough, you'll do it and you'll make time for it. And so, ladies, this is the perfect time to learn how to love your hair, take care of your hair, or even grow your hair if you choose. And please try before you say what isn't realistic or achievable. The link to Ultra Black hair products is down in the description box. I highly recommend them. Kathy Housey is amazing. She is the GOAT when it comes to, growing natural hair, in my opinion. The products are affordable and they work. No gimmicks, no glamorized sensationalism, just real results. Please don't get sucked in by some magic pumpkin in a jar. Please don't. Okay? So let me know what you're doing to achieve your hair care or hair length goals down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll catch up with you in the next one.